Have you ever looked at your life and just thought, man, I want something different? 3 months ago, I lost my job. It was a nice, stable job, nothing too exciting. It was a nice, simple tech job. And after losing it, I didn't really have savings, and my life was in complete disarray. And in that moment, it really made me realize something. I'd always spent my life doing the safe choice, the safe bet. At the time, things were rough. I was just barely getting by, and it forced me to ask a question that I've been kind of avoiding for myself for many years. And that question being, what do I actually want to do? With some reflecting, that answer was not too hard to find. It's something that I've always known and always been very passionate about. And that was the fact that I knew I want to work and live in Japan. From a very young age, I think I even remember as far as when I was 9 years old. I've always really loved anime and Japanese games, JRPGs, the music, everything that came from the country. I was so heavily influenced by the culture, and was fully absorbed by it. In fact, my one of my career ambitions, the thing that kind of led me down this path, was I wanted to be a game developer in Japan. I wanted to be able to make games that inspired as many people the same way that the games that I played inspired me. Now that I'm in my 20s and things aren't exactly what I like. I don't really like my current job, and I want change. For the first time in my life, I'm actually going to take a blind leap and just try something without thinking about the fear of failure, and really trying to see just what's possible. Today, I revisited an old JavaScript project, a JavaScript calculator that I had done when I first really started trying to learn. At the time, I did not understand DOM's manipulation at all. And so, to be honest, I didn't even really finish the project. It's a small project, I know, but right now, at my current stage of learning to be a self taught developer, I'll take any practice that I can get. Working on it, I'm so embarrassed to say this, but it took way longer than I expected. Something that should have been probably a 20-minute assignment ended up taking several hours debugging small syntax errors and, just small things that really an experienced developer would catch with ease. But I feel that, like, that is a great way to benchmark where I am and how I'm doing. And it also helps with retaining what I've actually learned. To continue on that step of making sure that I'm absorbing what I'm learning, I've also decided to dig up an old note taking app that I had done back then, and I'm going to just completely rebuild it just to see if I can actually build it up from scratch without having to Google as much, without having to research, because I think repetition, kind of like the gym, getting your reps in, I have to make sure I'm getting my reps in making projects to actually make sure that I'm understanding and absorbing what I'm doing. These small projects all are kind of building up to a much bigger project that I'm also working on in the background, and that is I'm trying to make a Japanese learning app. This is not me advertising, this is not for profit or anything like that. This is just a personal project for me because I think it sings to me in a way that really makes sense. There are a lot of Japanese learning apps that I use on a frequent basis, and they're split between multiple different apps, and they all have different features that I like. And I thought, why not build something where I bring all those things together for my needs specifically? I think it would be a great way to also benchmark how well I'm improving. It'll force me to learn concepts because I feel like I'm somebody who I need to just do things over and over again and break things and keep experiencing things before I can actually understand things rather than sit there and just absorb theory. I'm not really the best when it comes to just pure theory. If I'm doing theory with alongside with a lot of projects, a lot of work, that's where I get to shine the most. Now, I could absolutely just use AI to build these things really quickly, but an important part of this process for me no matter what the outcome is I wanted to learn how these things work. I like understanding how things function, how they come together, when they break, why. And so this was kind of an important principle to make sure that I really understood the fundamentals of making software and understanding what I was creating. I think AI has a massive benefit, but there's no use if you don't understand what's being output. Now, for those of you who may be kind of wondering what the purpose of this video was, I'm going to be fully honest. This video, this channel really, is mainly for me. This is a way of me holding myself accountable and being able to see my journey throughout time and be able to see just where I end up. Making these videos is honestly the key way for me to keep my resolve and to keep myself going. I want something that once I'm done, or when, even if I just get tired in the middle, even if I start questioning, I want something to be able to look back and visibly see the progress that I've made, to know that, hey, this is where I started and I ended up here. There's no promise of perfection. There's no promise that this will become a whatever channel. Like, this is just going to be raw, unfiltered me with no sensationalization, no algorithm gimmicks, unless, that is like something that I become interested in. But right now I don't really like, content is not for that purpose. This is supposed to be like my blog, kind of using YouTube for what it was meant to be, YouTube, and this is my tube of what I want in life. I want to just make an honest attempt to fulfill a promise that I made to a younger version of me. I'm fully aware of all the problems that Japan has and the challenges with trying to live there, especially with the rising anti-foreigner sentiment. I am a visible minority. I'm a Black Canadian. These kind of things will greatly affect me. The declining population, the yen. But, I'd rather try and things don't work out than for me to go my life and look back and think, I wish I tried this. I don't want to have the regret of, I didn't try it. Maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't. But years from now, whether I'm still in Canada, whether I'm a software engineer in Japan, no matter where I am, I want to be able to look back at these videos and know exactly where I started. This is my way of archiving the start. I'm fully confident. I'm fully hopeful. I believe that with any bit of perseverance, anything is possible. But I want these as a way of documenting to myself so that I can look back 10 years from now and see just how far I've come. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So if you're somebody who is also on your own journey, be it changing your career or just trying to find your purpose in life or find your way in life, I'd love to have you along. This has been Tondo. You can call me Mr. T. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you for watching the video.